continuing in the living room. All right. So I did take some paint, and I did see that it does look even, except in the areas where I told you. Again, you can please clean off my furniture. There's a lot of dust, and there's a lot of texturing on this should have been covered. A lot of dust on the bottom. I covered up a lot of my furniture, I think, but when you guys moved it, well, I guess they didn't make sure that the covering was on right. So there's something down here. Seal those holes. That needs to be done. You have my bordering. It has texturing, so if you can sand that down and sand down that box, that would be good. Over here, the top of the window needs to be fixed. That looks really bad. All right, again, wherever you see paint, I did try to see if it was even. It's close enough. Sand down any bumps that you see. Those are really bad imperfections. All right, now I'm back into the kitchen and the dining room. So down at the bottom, it needs to be textured. And of course, the faceplate needs to be put there. You need to sand down the door frames. There should not be any kind of runoff there. Also, I noticed you put texture in there, kind of sort of put it there, then you didn't put it there. So either put it on all three or don't put it at all and sand it down. Here's the stove. Hopefully y'all can clean it. This window looks really bad. That's not good workmanship. I need to have a frame there. It used to have a frame. I need a frame put on there. All right. Over here, there's an opening up at the top. That needs to be sealed. That's part of the drywall that you had to finish. There's holes that you did not fill in. It's not that hard to fill in holes. So fix the holes, fix the corners. There's a hole up on top that really needs to be fixed. Holes here. Here. Fix this corner. I see you cut that and that looks okay. I noticed that this shelf has some kind of a wood shelf, but I don't see the little hooks that you put up there. I see one, but I don't see the others. And then this side does not have any. And I'm wondering if that's just the way it came. I need for this to be finished. I'm not sure why you haven't attached the pipes and the disposal. You need to clean the door frames. There's a lot of runoff of that texturing. Clean the doors. A lot of runoff of the texturing. There's a hole in the hallway that needs to be fixed. This used to be the porch light that David took down, so it just needs to be plugged. You don't need to texture it, you just need to plug it. Okay. Now I'm going into the dining room. So down at the bottom, I need to see if you can put that gas line, open it up, make sure you show me that it's in one of those little blue boxes, the electrical box. I need to see how you plugged it. And then I need to have a plate put on after I see it. So if it is capped, after I see it, then you'll put a plate there. On the bottom, the texturing needs to be on that bottom portion. Here, this corner needs to be fixed. It's not much. Clean all the frames. Make sure there's no texturing. Here, still in the dining room, you need to fix this edge. It looks really bad. There used to be borders in here, but there are not anymore. So either put the border like you see over there or texture it all the way down. Sand and texture up on top where you patched it up. Over here, sand and texture the border. Seal the holes that you see here. Going into the hallway, patch the cam light on top. There's 3 little holes that I'm sure it can just be caulked. Okay, this is the bedroom. The bedroom, you need to sand down the door frame. It has some runoff. You need to finish up that on top, so make sure you cover it up, and that if it's supposed to be textured, it's textured. There's a hole up there. Over here, I did paint a couple of areas, so yes, I see how it will be even. This needs to be sanded and textured. Plug the hole. All right, now I'm going to go back to the other side of the room. And the windows need to be fully textured. There's bits and pieces where they are and then they're not. So make sure you take off the curtain if you're going to texture and get it finished. Down here, sand and texture the hole that you plugged. That's everything for this room. Going into the gray room, fill in any holes on the corners and on top. This wall is okay. That hole, you can just seal it. You can see daylight through it. Coming over here, and for the most part, the texturing is there. Windows, I think are okay, but you might want to double check to make sure there's no flaws. Going to my son's room, the Arienzo room. So here, this had borders as well. You either need to put the borders back on or you need to fix the drywall and texturing all the way to the bottom. This is a Simon wheel problem. I don't know who's going to put the face plates on them, the same as this one. And I think the windows are okay here. However, there's some holes on the ceiling, which I don't have anything in the ceiling. I'm thinking the electrical might have been trying to see where things were, but those need to be plugged. All right, I'm going to, the bathroom is done fine, what was supposed to be done. So that down there needs to be fixed. Part of my border here is missing, and I need it until I'm ready to do my floors. All right, I'm going to my bedroom, and so this window needs to be finished, and the edges, as you can see, it looks really messy. The doorway needs a frame. It had a frame. This is not what I would expect to end with. Make sure you also clean the door of any of the texturing. So right here, that corner looks really bad, as does the top. So that's why it needs a frame. So fix the corner and the top of the door and the frame. Down at the bottom, that needs to be sealed with drywall. So I see that you put texturing there, but why would you put texturing and not put any drywall? Here, add drywall to the floor. There should not be any opening down there. There used to be borders. There are no borders anymore. So either put the borders back or finish it. Again, the cam lighting issue needs to be resolved between you and Simon, so y'all need to talk to each other. This looks really bad. You need to fix this somehow. All of the window frames look kind of messy. This needs to be fixed. It looks really bad. This isn't as bad, but it still has some issues that need to be fixed. This window isn't too bad, but at the top, you need to make sure that they look clean and even. This one is not. This one, not too bad. Just make sure that all of the caulking is done on the edges. And of course that the wood is cleaned. Here, the window that was broken, it just needs to be cleaned up some. Up at the top, you'll need to look at it. This needs to be cleaned. This needs to be cleaned up as well. Of course, there's that gas thing that we're trying to figure out. The back wall and the side of that cabinet needs to have the drywall. Since we had paneling there, thinking you probably could have put the siding over the paneling, just like you did in the den. All right, and so the top needs to be cleaned. And coming over here, again, the cam lighting needs to be resolved between Simon and you guys. Now coming to the bathroom, towards the bathroom. This doorway had a frame. This looks bad. You need to put a frame on it. Of course, there's the cam lighting that needs to be fixed. My bathroom door had a frame on it. My bathroom door now has a bunch of texturing on it that needs to be cleaned off. All right. All right, you finished that on top. That's all you had to do. You closed off those things. I know that has to be, the plate needs to be replaced by Simon. All right, and this is all I can get to right now. This corner needs to be fixed. It doesn't look good. So you need to clean it. All right, that's all I have in the bedroom. Of course, the bottom is a little bit off. My borders would be there. So I would think if you took off the borders, you'd want to put them back. And then it's up to me to decide when we're going to take them off to do the work. Here, this doorway looks fairly good. Here, you need to sand down this wood edges. I see you put the frame, so you know that looks pretty good. But I need the top of my closet with somewhere to hang my clothes. There was a board here and there was a thing to hang clothes, but it's not there anymore. Also, you need to caulk at that corner. Need to do the same thing in this shelf. Clean the wood, sand it down. Maybe caulk that crack on top. I do need my shelf on top and my thing to hang clothes. Down here, that needs to put drywall so it goes down and fix that corner. Here, where you filled the cement, that needs to be a little cleaner. That looks kind of messy. I know we're still trying to resolve the gas issue. This doorway needs a frame. It used to have a frame. It doesn't have a frame any longer. You need to clean this up. In the laundry room. Oh, this door needs to be cleaned off also. In the laundry room. My washing machine used to work before y'all took it out. Now it's not working because we used it while y'all were working here. And so there's an issue with it. This doorway needs to be framed. Up on top, you need to close off those holes. Close them up. I think everything else in here is okay, except for the frame. All right, so now down at the bottom, there used to be border. There isn't anymore. I need for you to either put a border back up or seal it somehow so rodents and bugs don't come in. This faceplate needs to be replaced. This needs to be textured. So that's a wheel issue. Can't see behind that. Now I'm going to the other side. Same thing. That should be a Simon faceplate unless you took it off. The floors need to be cleaned. There was a lot of runoff. There should have been some kind of covering so my floor wouldn't have all that. I guess I'm going to do my floors, but I'm not doing them right away. So this furniture needs to be dusted as well as this. Any trash you guys left needs to be cleaned up. Down at the bottom, there's an opening. It needs to be closed. There cannot be any openings for bugs to come in. I believe that corner needs to be caulked a little more because daylight comes in. Of course, finish the door. I've already sent this